So have you ever attended a wedding where you might be sitting a bit further away from the DJ booth and you have a hard time hearing what the person giving a toast is saying on the microphone, or maybe you can't hear the announcements that the DJ is making to the room? Well, if that is the case, chances are pretty high that the DJ was not equipped correctly for the size of that room. And that's what we're talking about today, more specifically fill speakers and the importance of having those in a room of larger size for your wedding. So a typical DJ setup that you might be used to seeing at weddings that you've attended is a DJ booth set up with maybe a speaker to the right and left of the DJ, and that's it. And in some smaller rooms, this gets the job done just fine. But when you start reaching guest counts of 100 plus, other solutions might be required to make sure sound is good throughout the room, not just right next to the DJ booth. So the nature of how sound travels from these speakers, it's always going to be loudest at the source. So wherever those speakers are positioned in the room, it will be loudest there. And then the further away you are from those speakers, the quieter the sound becomes. So if you have guests at your wedding that are sitting at a table that is further away from the DJ booth, for them to get quality sound, assuming that your DJ only has those two speakers, they either have to move closer to the DJ booth, or your DJ has to crank the volume way up to reach the tables at the far end of the room, which in turn, unfortunately, blasts the people that are sitting closer to the DJ booth, which I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that is not what you want for your guests that are sitting closer to the DJ booth. This is where fill speakers, which are essentially smaller sets of speakers that are placed around different areas of the room, come in to save the day. Having these extra speakers placed around the room help even out the sound distribution in the room, which helps prevent certain areas of the room from being too quiet or too loud. With a setup like this, you do not have to turn up the volume of your primary speakers. You can avoid giving your guests hearing loss, and the guests that are sitting further away from the DJ booth don't have to rely on reading lips to understand what's being said on the microphone. Of course, there have always been solutions to help with this that have involved the use of wires. Unfortunately, if you have speakers placed further away and you're sending wires to those speakers, that could potentially create tripping hazards for your guests, or if the cables are taped down to the ground, that's an eyesore for the entirety of the night that those speakers are placed there. Fortunately, we are living in the future, and wireless technology is here to make all of this so much more simple. And these wireless solutions don't necessarily have to end there. There is now technology that allows us to have battery-powered speakers that offer a completely wireless solution, which is great in instances where you can't find placement next to an outlet. So the technology is there. We are in the future. The future is here. Make sure that your DJ has this as an option, especially if you are planning a party that is 100 plus guests. Another important note here is proper mic use is always going to be a priority. I don't care how great the sound setup is in a room. If someone is trying to give a toast while they hold the microphone at their belt line, there's going to be issues hearing what they're saying. All of this to say, it is absolutely the DJ's job to recommend the best audio solution for your venue. But it's also super important that you know that these options exist, because being informed of things like this will help make sure that you pick the best professional DJ to run audio clearly and professionally for one of the most important days of your life. Hopefully this video has shed light on the fact that just because you have a big venue does not mean you have to sacrifice the quality of the audio for your entertainment. If you have any questions about fill speakers or audio applications for your venue in particular, feel free to reach out. Always happy to answer questions. And of course, thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.